Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's going to be a good day. We got a little bit of spraying we're going to finish up here this morning with the big sprayer. A couple loads of fungicide on some beans. And we'll see from there. We are mixing up our first full load here, and we have a little bit of fungicide left, but not very much in there. So we'll have to try and measure that out as best we can and clean that shuttle out for our last load after we get done with this one. Let's see what we get, but that's all right. We've got the 78 acre piece that's got a lot of drowned out spots in it, so there's not really 78 acres there. And then we've got a 65 acre piece, and that's about all we've got left to spray, so we don't need 2 full loads. We're off. You ready, Brayson?
Yep.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks.
Did you know people can buy those shirts if they go to farmfocus.com?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine too. It's pretty good. Anyway, we're going to go spray this off. We only have the 2 products in the tank, the Miravis and the Indigo. Fungicide and insecticide. No source, no sugars, no foliars. Nothing else. Water. A lot of water. But simple tank mix. So this field was underwater several times this spring. We end up with a couple of spots like that. I think there's one bigger spot over there, but for the most part, these beans look really good. Beans in the back here look really good. They were a little bit later planted because it was so wet. There was so much water in these fields, it just took a long time for them to dry out, but we're gonna be okay. Yep, good looking beans. This might be the same variety that was in that other field that I said was really good looking beans. I'm gonna need to check that. 2925s. There's a hole right here. This is the worst, wettest spot on the farm. Phil planted around that. They never even got planted here, so we can drive through it now though. Yeah, we got this field done. This was the 65 acre piece. How much of it did we do? 62. Okay. We got about 250 gallons left. Another field's across the river over here, so we'll go spray it out. Last field of beans to spray.
First field of beans to spray.
No, it's the last one. You ready to be done?
No, it's the first one.
Oh! These kids, they're always teasing me. Why do you gotta do that?
Because it's fun.
It's fun.
And you do it to me.
I do it to you, but I'm the dad. I'm allowed.
I'm allowed if you can.
I don't think that's how it works. Ooh. We're gonna have enough for about 50 acres, or just a touch more, which is not quite enough to do the field. We got about 60 left, but that's okay. So our Miravis tote is empty, and I got it washed out. I do have a 2.5 gallon jug there that I decided not to put in because that would have been too much. So I've got 2.5 gallons left. That's enough for 23 acres, I think. About 23 acres. So I could mix up another 23 acres worth and go find somewhere to spray it. We have 100 acres of corn that didn't get sprayed. I've got a field of beans that didn't get all sprayed that I could use it. Or I can just carry it to next year. I did carry like 7.5 gallons from last year, so that would be about, yeah, we used about a full tote. That was a very expensive tote. We made it! We made it, Brayson. Alright, well, we're folding up. We got most of this field. There's maybe 5 to 10 acres that didn't get sprayed, and that is okay. So I did run some water through the booms and flush that. I didn't have enough water to rinse the whole system or the patients. Plus it's fungicide, not going to kill anything in whatever else we spray next. But I did run some water through the boom to just kind of get the chemical out of that, so it's not sitting in there plugging up nozzles and stuff. And we are going to head back to the farm. Well, I've been running a few errands and taking care of some stuff. We need to run up to the 360 rain field here. I got it running. Well, I had it running, and then it threw an air code and shut down a little while ago. Something about a hose and sag air or something. I don't know. So we need to go put eyes on it. But it's clearing the back again, and we're going to have to drive through the river to get to it. Yesterday it threw a code about the engine being too hot. I wonder if our radiator's getting plugged up with a bunch of corn pollen or something. So I'm going to grab the leaf blower. We're going to take it with us just in case we need to try and blow that radiator off while we're up there. Oh, lucky for you, I pushed the play button this time. You can watch the river crossing. Ah, close. Alright, so the machine is just right out here, so I'm just going to park off to the side on the high ground and walk out to it. Well, everything looks reasonably okay. A little bit of some loose wraps, but we're going to tell it to run and watch, see what happens here. There was water on the ground walking up to it, so it's been running. Building pressure. It's moving. Let's see if it stays moving. Seems okay. Let's see if we're putting water out. Well, we're putting water out. Dry. We've lost a little time here with this week. It was shut down on me. It seems to be okay though. I don't know why it did that today. Well, I'm not sure what's going on other than that we've got a couple of semi-loose wraps, but it doesn't look like the hose is kinked anywhere or anything real bad with it. But I've twice now gotten an error code that the reel speed does not match the ground speed. We'll just change the reel speed then. Like, that seems like a pretty simple fix, but computers and algorithms and all, you know? So, I had to restart it one time since we came up here, but now it's running longer and I think it's okay. I don't really know. I'll ride it up here to the end and maybe the next pass, but seems to be okay, so yeah, it's a little frustrating, but it's all right. It is what it is. Just need to get some rain is all. Nothing in the forecast for a while, so it's kind of important that we keep this thing moving right now, cover this ground. Alright, I talked to the dealer. He didn't have too much of an idea other than to check this little gear down here. That piece right there is what broke when I was on vacation a couple weeks ago and he replaced. And he said, make sure it's engaging and everything is correct. It looks okay. He said you might have to call the 360 support line. So we might get to that point, but we did a hard reset. We shut everything down, power cycled it, and we're going to see if that makes any difference for right now. So we'll let it make this turn and ride it out the next pass and see what the hose and everything looks like. We might turn it down the end rows back there and run the hose all the way out to get it wrapped up better, which is getting frustrating that I have to keep doing that. But if that's what's got to be done, then that's what we'll do. So it's making a turn here. It's getting straight with our end rows, the backbone we're calling it. This pass goes straight all the way across the field, and it's been the one that it's following and kind of laying down, but you know, it's making its turns in. So, all right, so now we're going to go straight up to the next lane because we're not going that way. There's nothing that way. It made a parallel pass next to us, or it will when it's done here. So it's only turning and going one direction in this spot, trying to finish this little triangle, this point up here. Right there is what I do not like. This is the first wrap. This should be down here. It should not be up in the air with that little kink in it. And right there is our clamp. It's holding it tight, and there's the elbow. So that is the problem. We got to get that off and get the hose tightened back up so that it's wrapping correctly. Don't know why that keeps happening. I really like this machine. I love the automation side of it. Like, it's been running for 4 or 5 days with very little to no input from me, and it just does it, right? Compared to the hard hose traveler that we were using before, where I had to be here 3 times a day to move it and just was a giant pain in the butt, this is way, 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 way better. However, I'm starting to question the reliability side of it and whether or not this is a viable long-term solution. I don't know, we'll see. It's making a world of difference for our corn, and it's a really good thing. However, we're starting to see some little things, or some not so little things sometimes. It's just some things that I'm not real thrilled with. And hopefully they can fix some of it. I think some of it is software and algorithms and just the way that it's theory of operation, I guess, or whatever, the way that it operates, that's easily fixable. Some of it, like that, what they call a wobble stick break-in. We had a steering thing break last year. One of these boards went bad last year. We haven't had any of those issues this year, so hopefully we don't. But you know, this hose unwrapping thing has gotten a little frustrating. So I'm still a supporter, but come on, boys, we got to fix this. We got to make this thing run without my input at all. Making our turn. Here in a second, it's going to stop, build some pressure up. Yeah. It's going to water on the outside first, so I don't know if the cylinders are already selected to the outside. Wait for it to get out of the end rows. Turn the water on. It's not going to stop. Stop. It should stop. Because the liquid got disabled. Why does it do that? That drives me crazy. I did not hit that toggle switch. It's like when I power cycled it, all of a sudden it turns the liquid off. Guys, this thing does no good for me if the liquid's not running. Anyway, I turned it back on. Now we got water pressure. It didn't stop to build pressure. I'm glad I was here for that. Okay, so we're putting water on. It's run longer than it did before, so hopefully we're in good shape here. But I still want to fix this hose, so I'm going to ride it all the way out and then probably have to manually steer it, try and follow the end roads. Not quite running all the hose off. Getting awfully close, but not all the way there. It stopped again. All right, I'm going to have to make a phone call. See if we can figure this out. I know the 360 people watch this, so maybe retroactively tomorrow they can try and figure out what the heck is going on if we don't figure it out today. I'm waiting on a call back from their support people, but I started it up again and now it's run. I mean, we haven't gone that far, right? It's a short hose, but we're out to the end of this pass. You can see how much hose we've got left. I think what we are going to do here is just walk this out and turn and try and follow the end rows and just get it to the end. We're going to run over some corn, but what are you going to do? Kind of just what we got to do here. So, we got to get this out. We got to get this loose. That should be tight, not like that. I think what's happening is it's. I'm gonna stop it. Oh, don't make your phone go back to the idiot. Stop. Okay. Sorry, guys. I think what's happening is once it builds this stuff up, it's wrapping on top of this when it shouldn't be, and that there's something in the algorithm that tells it that, hey, the speeds don't match or whatever. It's not, the wraps aren't right for what it should be. I think that's the problem. So once we get it wrapped right, hopefully that fixes it. But I would like for them to call me back and confirm that I'm thinking right. And this is going to be no fun trying to walk this out in tasseled corn and not run over excessive corn. And driving. Made the turn. And we're just trying to keep it on the end road, so I'm looking through the reel here and watching that front tire, trying to keep it off the corn. Doing pretty good. I only got a couple more wraps to go. You can see that on the reel there. Those loose ones. We're gonna go a little farther and get those tightened up, and then we gotta go backwards to the point where I took over manual control. And then hopefully we're good for a while. Guess we'll find out more. There in that hose, man. Little bit of kinks. I don't like that. Elbow right on the top. Okay, now I want to manually jog the hose in. Tighten up. Yeah, now we're going to go backwards. Okay. Make sure it wraps. Why are we clear off to the side? Why is the traverser clear on the wrong side? I don't like that. Stop. How's it gonna work? Let me check some stuff. Okay. I got a hold of the 360 support people, and we did a couple of calibrations when we had the machine all the way out that I think are going to help out quite a bit. One of which was calibrating this traverser so that it's in the right spot all the time, which is good. That needed to be done. And the other one was telling it what the real radius was. It was way off. Like with the empty, the radius is 31 inches, and the machine, for some reason, the calibration was at 59. I think that's what was causing my loose wraps, and hopefully solved our issue. So I take back the mean things that I said about them a little bit ago, assuming that this works. So, the wraps look a lot better on there. We have made the turn and are heading back to a path. Should be relatively straight from here on. We'll run over the same corn that we already ran over, and we'll get it fired back up, off to the races at 1/2 mile an hour. All right, it's running. We're back in a path. I'm gonna jump off here and stay here for a second and keep an eye on it, but I don't need to ride it all the way down yet. Okay, I feel better. Water's going on. Good deal. Yeah, this ground's dry. That soaks that up fast. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and head back. Right through the river. All right. Things look good. So that should finish up this point here in the next hour or so, and then start making its way back to the north side of the field where it will start over, past number 9. Oh, well, I spent a little time in the office. 37 field day invitations to send out tomorrow, so plus a few that I've handed out and emailed out and all of that, but getting ready. I am not going to make it to spraying with the drone today. It's almost 5 o'clock already, and I just didn't get to it. But we can clean up around here a little bit. Obviously, we got a bunch of boxes and stuff to take care of. That jug there, we're going to label it and save that for next year. Probably these 2 shuttles are empty. We can get them out of there. We can get that pallet out of there. And see if there's any other stuff we need to get out or around or whatever. We're just going to clean up a little bit. I mixed up a little Roundup and Liberty in the ATV, or the Gator sprayer here. We're going to go kill some weeds.